Today on the Dan Chan, I'm gonna teach you how to do this. Well, if it's today or tonight, whatever it is. You're gonna get dusty, you're gonna get dirty, you're gonna love life. I'm gonna teach you how to wrap, make your own island decor. Instead of buying and spending all this money, you can make your own and it can look just as good. No one's gonna know. Nobody's gonna know. Stick around. Hey, what's up? Welcome back to the Dan Chan, and thank you so much for joining me, and also thank you so much to all my subscribers so far. 1 year, almost to 1,000. So if you're not subscribed yet, I'm not gonna ask you because you don't want to. So listen up, here's what we're doing. We're in my kitchen today. And I bought all these cabinets RTA, which means ready to assemble. It's the cheapest way to go if you know what you're doing. So when you go with an RTA cabinet, it means ready to assemble. And when you go with an RTA cabinet, it's not gonna come with all the bells and whistles, obviously. You're gonna have to buy everything aftermarket, which you're gonna save a ton of money doing that. However, if you don't know what you're doing, you're not gonna look good. Why you hire a contractor like me, or a designer, or actually go to a cabinet store where they know what they're doing. Not saying I know what I'm doing, but I do. So like I said, I bought the RTA cabinets and I saved a boatload of money, which is good, which is what I wanted to do. I don't like spending a ton of money on things that I can do myself. Here's what we're dealing with, okay? Let me flip you around. I have a lone cabinet island. It is one cabinet, and for now, I have a 2x4 holding it up. This section of granite obviously needs legs. So, buying an RTA cabinet, I did not get the option of getting legs or fun little trim for the side, or fun little trim for the back. So I'm gonna have to make my own, okay? Now what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna get primed 1x6 for the base, 1x4 for the verticals, and also one horizontal. I'm basically gonna mimic a Craftsman style door, okay? But it's gonna look like one panel, one solid panel, 1x6 in the base, 1x6 in the base, 1x4 verticals on the sides and the back. For the back, I also bought a sheet of 1/4 inch, I believe it's MDF. It's very smooth and it's very paintable. Obviously, I'll have to take one of these doors to my local paint shop and they will match the paint for me, and I'll have to paint after I install. So I installed a floating vinyl floor, as you can see. Floating vinyl, it's not glued down, it's not nailed down. It basically floats over your existing floor, or what you had. Problem with this is that you're not supposed to put cabinets or anything that's pretty much permanent on top of your floor, because the floor has to be able to move for expansion and contraction. Obviously, I had to install my island first and then do the floor around it. And now that I have a heavy piece of granite, I'm going to have legs. So I'm not gonna be able to install my legs and have them sit directly on my floor. What I'd like to do, obviously, is have them permanently fixed to the substrate underneath the vinyl and also glued to the top or the bottom of my granite here. So what I'm going to have to do is actually cut a hole in my vinyl floor with my vert. If you don't know what a vert is, you'll find out what a vert is. At that point, I'm going to have to screw something permanently to the wood floor under here and then build on top of that, basically using that as my foundation. So come along for the ride. So here is where I am starting today. I'm gonna start by measuring side to side, top to bottom. I'm gonna leave a little gap on the bottom just for expansion if it does expand. And then I'm just gonna nail pretty much there, and down there, just so I can cover it up with my trim, because I'm not gonna have a piece in the middle like you see there. Pro tip: when nailing into a cabinet that's obviously finished inside, make sure that your nails you're using aren't longer than what you're nailing into and what you're nailing into. Obviously, you don't want Sally reaching in here and poking her finger on some dirty nail that daddy or mommy, she's included too, forgot to measure the nail. Now your daughter's got a broken, bloody finger and she has to go to the hospital for a shot. Measure your nails. Super cool. Back's nailed up. Now I'm going to have to get my 1x cut for the back and the sides. And what I want to do here, let me show you. Now, since my house exists over there, everyone seems to view the kitchen from that way, never really from that way. I'm going to have my 1x overlapping the back. So I'm going to make this side long. I'm going to cut the back first and then overlap with the sides. Just like that, with the magic of video, I have one piece cut, 2-piece cut. That piece is gonna go there, and you see, now I have an unfinished edge there, which obviously will be painted in the long run, but now I'm gonna cut a piece from there to here. Look at it. Obviously, I have to paint it white, but yeah. So base, base. Now it looks done. Obviously, I have to paint it, I said, but it looks a lot better than it did. And the trim carries in to my bathroom, which I also did a video on, and you can watch it on my channel if you want. So now I will start the legs, and I still haven't figured out exactly what I'm gonna do yet. Here is what we are going to do. And what I'm gonna do is I'm just gonna support this with that stuff. 1x4, just pretty much making a box out of that stuff and putting that around the bottom. So the only thing that's gonna be holding this up is 2 posts made out of 1x4. No solid 2x4 in the middle. So I'll just have to take my vert, cut open a hole on the floor on either side, measuring in, and then, you know, accounting for my trim so nothing really sticks out of the island, and it looks all normal with the overhang, with the trim and everything. So I'm gonna have to figure that out now. Goodbye. Here's my block I gotta cut. This fits directly in here like that. So since I have 2 marks like that, I just take this up there, trace it, and then now I have my marks to cut open on the floor. Just throw the old block in there, you know. Just throw it on there. Throw the old block on there and glue it, and then you want to nail it and glue it. Just throw it on there and nail it, and then it's all good. Yeah, that's real nice. That's what you want to do. Right there. It's what you want to do. I went from Midwest to Scottish. Hey, come over here. This should just fit in there real nice. Just go ahead and slippity dippity on in. Glue on here. A nice generous dab. That was a dab. Alright, we got some glue on there. Now we're just gonna throw it on in. Got the glue right there. So I'll lift it up. Now I'm just gonna go ahead and shoot that in. Shoot her in. Come on now. Little trick I just taught you. Just gonna glue her up. Glue some. Oh, did you hear that? She really glued up good. Okay, I tell you what. She really glued up real nice. That's nice right there. That's nice right there. And there you have it. There's your legs. I'm gonna trim out the bottom now. 1x6 on the bottom, and then I'll see either a 1x6 or 1x4 on the top. See which one I like better. Let's get to work. That looks nice. Gotcha! Hey, happy April Fool's Day. That was an April Fool's Day joke. If it's not even that day, then that doesn't pertain to you then. Pay no attention. Move on. Oh, where's me glue? Where's me glue and me nailer? So what I did is I just cut, well, I have 4 1/4 from end to end. I just added 3/4 so it hang over 3/4, which is the depth or thickness of this board. So the same. I'm going to be doing the same, which is basically just overlapping, and nailing. Are you gonna watch me do this whole thing, or don't you have something else to do? Like somewhere you gotta be or something? Like, why are you watching me? It's kind of weird. Kind of weird, man. I know that. The Lord knows that. That's what the Lord says. If any of you are religious, I apologize. Not because you're religious, but because I'm an idiot. I gotta make what? Math? I gotta math the shit out of that. Math. Math. Because I already did the math. I have 4, 8, 12. I gotta cut 12 more at 5. And I have that. And then I'll show you when it's all done. This is shimmed and glued. These are solid as a rock. Just like Jacob Joyner Kersey used to say. Bye. Well, thank you for joining me today. It's been a blast. And as you see, it is all done. I have my posts done. I have the wrap done. All I have to do now is paint it. I'm not going to show you how to do that because you should know how to paint by now. I think I've taught you how to paint. Trim, 4-inch roller, some caulk, some wood. I'm going to let this dry. The glue, that is. This is glued to here, so it's strong, it's sturdy. I can throw a couple pounds up here now. But there you go. Join me on the next one, because it's going to be super fun, I'm sure.